Hey, welcome back to Smoking Barbecue channel. Today's episode we're gonna smoke and deep fry some pork belly to make it chicharron style. It's gonna end up like this. Amazing. Stick with us. Okay, so let's get started. List of ingredients coming up on the screen. We're gonna need a pork belly. We're gonna use some sea salt. We're gonna use some smoked salt and cracked pepper. Here we go. This is the kind I use. And we're gonna use some in-house rub recipe. This we make it ourselves over here at home. We're gonna start by taking out the pork belly out of the vacuum pack, and so we can wash it and get rid of all those juices that come inside the bag. Okay, so we already washed the pork belly. I'm trying to dry it as much as possible. Try to take all the moisture out of the pork belly, because the plan is to get it as dry as possible on the skin side, so we can make it crispy. Okay, so what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna cut the pork belly in half. I'm gonna make two equal pieces. That'll help us with the cooking process. It won't take us long, and it'll probably be easier to handle. So here we go, two pieces more or less the same size. So next we're gonna cut some slits on the fat side of the pork belly, and we're gonna make them about half an inch to an inch thick, and just make sure that it goes all the way through the fat, and stop right at the when the meat starts. Just go ahead and stop right there, and do it for the whole piece, about half an inch to 1 inch apart. Okay, so we're finished with the slitting of the fat in the pork belly, and this is how the pork belly ends after doing the slits on the fat side. Check it out. And what this is going to do is this is going to help the salt remove most of the moisture that is in the fat of the pork belly, so we can make it as crispy as we can, and this helps out a lot. Okay, so next is the sea salt, and I'm gonna use this cookie sheet right here, and I want to drop my salt right here. So what we're gonna do is, after we got all the salt in place, I'm gonna grab my pork belly and place it on top of the salt, fat side down, to make sure that it gets most of the moisture out of the pork belly, so we can crisp it up. Be generous with your salt, because the more salt that you put in there, the drier the skin is gonna get. Okay, so as you can see, the pork belly has been placed on top of the salt in the cookie sheet, and I'm putting some seasoning on the meat side of the pork belly. I'm using an in-house seasoning that I make over here at home, and you can use whatever flavor seasoning you want to use. It's up to you. Okay, so here we go. Pork bellies on the salt to try to dry the skin up. And we got some seasoning on the meat side of the pork belly. So next step is we're gonna place it in the fridge, and we're gonna leave it there overnight. We'll come back tomorrow morning and continue with the process. And so at this point, we already put our pork belly with the salt in the fridge. You have to leave it there for at least 12 hours overnight. So tomorrow morning, we're gonna get ready to cook it and go through the rest of the process. Hey, good morning, fellas. Back at it again. Let's check out our pork belly. It's been in the fridge overnight. We're gonna see what happened with the removal of the moisture from the fat. So as you can see, there's a lot of moisture in the salt right here. Uh, so next step that we're gonna take, it's we're gonna try to remove all the salt from the fat side of the pork belly, and then we're gonna get ready to place it in the smoker. So I already removed most of the salt that we were using for the drying process. It's already cleaned up, and we got the seasoning on the meat side of the pork belly. So next step is I'm gonna use the same cookie sheet that I used for the drying process of the skin. I'm gonna place aluminum foil paper on top of the cookie sheet because that way all the oil that drips from the pork belly as it's cooking is gonna end up in this aluminum foil, and we're gonna use that oil for the final process as well. Okay, so I also got this wire rack that I'm gonna be using. I wanna place my pork belly on top of it so that the oil drippings just fall right there in the aluminum foil. And next step that we're gonna do is use the smoked salt and cracked pepper. Just gonna put a little bit on top of the fat right here to give it a nice flavor once it's deep fried. Okay, so all set, ready to go, seasoned up on both sides. We're gonna place our pork belly on the wire rack, and we're gonna place it fat side up. This is how we're gonna start our cooking process. Okay, so we got our pit boss running right now. All the smoke cleared out already. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my temperature to 250 degrees, and we're just gonna wait for the temperature to come up to what we want it to be. And next we're gonna put in our already pork belly. Okay guys, so at this point we're set and ready to go. We got our pork belly. So we got our pit boss going already at 250. We're gonna place it in here, and we'll come back and check it in a couple of hours. Okay, so as you can see, the pork belly is doing pretty good. It's been 2.5 hours, like I said. It's got a little bit of oil right here, so that's why I'm gonna take this pan off right here. Whatever oil is gonna come off the pork belly, it's already done so. So we're gonna save that for the last step and turn it upside down to get the little oil from in between the slices that we made on the fat. Take it off. So I want to take the pan off and put it right here on the side table for the pit boss. And we're gonna grab the pork bellies, put them fat side down, just like so. And what I'm gonna do at this point is I'm gonna increase my temperature to 300. Okay, so what that's gonna do is it's gonna help the fat side of the pork belly get a little bit more heat, and it'll help it to crisp up a little bit better. We'll come back in about half an hour more or less. Okay guys, so 3.5 hours into the cook right now. I'm gonna check the temperature. I like to pull my pork belly out a little bit over 160, 165. And so what I'm gonna do right now is check temperature. Just a little bit over 165 is like 171 right now. So it's just ready to come out. It's completely cooked. It's gotta be really nice and soft. So here we go. Beautiful pork belly, fat side, nice and cooked. We're gonna put it fat side up, let it rest, get some air. Another piece. Looks amazing, man. So like I said, we're gonna let it rest, maybe like 20-25 minutes. And then during that time, I'm gonna get my oil ready because I'm gonna put it on a pan and deep fry just the fat portion of the pork belly to try to make it a little bit more crispier. But it's gonna be delicious. Okay, so our oil is ready. I'm gonna place the pork belly fat side down in the oil. And we're just gonna fry it for a few minutes, probably like 6 or 7 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes in. This is looking really nice. A couple more minutes and then we'll pull it out. Okay, so it's been about 8 minutes. And I think it's done. We're just gonna pull it out and check it out. Well, so we got our final product right here. Smoked fried pork belly. It's a little crispy. Not as much as I wanted it, but I guess I gotta work on that a little bit more. It's very nice, soft, tender, very juicy. We're gonna cut into it. I got some plans for some little sandwiches that I'm gonna make. I'll show you the final product once I finish with them. But let me cut into the pork belly right here. Let me show you. Look at that. Looks beautiful. A little crispy. So we're gonna make some slices, and then we're gonna make some little sandwiches with some ciabatta bread. They're gonna come out pretty good. I'll show you the end product. And guys, that's it for the smoked fried pork belly. We hope you like this video. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. We have a lot of videos coming out. We have some videos in the channel for you to see. If you got any suggestions, if you got any comments, any questions, go ahead and leave them at the Smoking Barbecue channel. And final product right here, guys. So thanks a lot for being with us. Hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next time.